Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're tackling Leetcode problem 840, Magic Squares in Grid. This is a really fun problem that combines scanning a 2D array with some neat mathematical properties. We'll break it down step by step, so even if you've never heard of a magic square before, you'll get it by the end. Let's dive in. Here is the problem description. We are given a grid of integers, which is basically a list of lists of numbers. We need to find how many 3x3 subgrids inside this larger grid count as a magic square. Now, getting the inputs and outputs is pretty straightforward. We take in the grid, and we return a single count, an integer. But the tricky part is understanding exactly what defines a magic square. So let's break down the definition. A 3x3 magic square isn't just any box of numbers. First, it has to be exactly 3 cells wide and 3 cells tall. Second, it must contain distinct numbers from 1 to 9. This means every number from 1 to 9 appears exactly once. No repeats, no zeros, no tens. And third, the magic part. The sum of every row, every column, and both diagonals must be exactly the same. The input grid might be bigger than 3x3. It could be 4x4, 5x10, anything. So our job is to act like a sliding window. We look at the top left corner, grab the 3x3 square starting there, and check if it's magic. Then we slide over one spot and check again. We do this for every possible starting position where a full 3x3 square can fit. Let's walk through an example. Suppose we have the grid shown on the screen. It has 3 rows and 4 columns. First, we look at the subgrid starting at row 0, column 0. That gives us the square on the left, 4, 3, 8, and so on. We check if it's magic. Then, we slide one step to the right, to row 0, column 1. That gives us the square on the right, 3, 8, 4, and so on. We check that one too. Since we can't slide right anymore without going out of bounds, and we can't slide down, we're done scanning. Before we code, let's think about edge cases. First off, if the main grid has fewer than 3 rows or 3 columns, it's impossible to fit a magic square inside, so the answer is 0. Second, the problem note says the grid might have numbers up to 15. But remember, a magic square only allows numbers 1 through 9. So if we see a 10, or a 0, or a 15 inside our 3x3 window, we can instantly reject it. Also, duplicate numbers inside the window make it invalid too. Just a quick heads up. We'll be walking through the logic and solution using Python, but don't worry if that's not your main language. I'll be showing the full code for other popular languages like Java, C++, and JavaScript towards the end of the video. The logic is exactly the same across all of them. The first approach is what we call a manual scan or brute force. It's the most intuitive way to solve this. We just write a loop to visit every possible top left corner. Then, for each corner, we write a helper function that does the heavy lifting. It checks if the numbers are valid, and then literally adds up every row, column, and diagonal to see if they match. Before we get into the code, let's talk about the real reason people fail at Leetcode. It's not because they can't reverse a linked list. It's because they break their daily streak. I built my daily to-do specifically to solve this. You can set Solve Daily Leetcode as a routine task. This means it reminds you to complete your routine tasks every day. It's a dedicated system to force you to be consistent, which I also use to remind myself to upload these videos every day. If you're watching this channel, you're trying to improve, so this tool makes sure you actually show up to do it. I also want to be 100% transparent about how this app will grow. I am an indie developer, not a big corporation. I will never take away a free feature you already use. Core features like repeating tasks remain free forever. However, as I add new server-heavy features, they will be part of the premium plan to help cover the costs of running the app. Also, the price of premium will go up every time I ship a major new feature, so the best time to get involved is right now, while it's early. Check it out at the link in the description. Okay, we've talked about the big picture and the logic. Now let's see what this looks like as actual code. I'll put the full solution up on the screen first, and don't worry. After that, we'll walk through the most important sections together. Alright, here's the full Python code for the manual scan approach. It uses a main function to loop through the grid and a helper function to do all the validation. It might look a bit long, but it's mostly just addition. We'll break it down into smaller pieces now. First, let's look at the validation part of our helper function. We create a list called scene to keep track of numbers we've encountered. Then, we loop through the 3x3 area. For every number, we check 2 things. Is it outside the range of 1 to 9? If yes, it's not a magic square. Second, have we seen this number before? If yes, it's a duplicate, so also not a magic square. If it passes, we mark it as seen. Once we know the numbers are valid, we verify the sums. We calculate the sum of the first diagonal and the second diagonal. If they aren't equal, we stop right there. If they match, we check the 3 rows and the 3 columns. If every single one of these sums equals our diagonal sum, then congratulations, we have found a magic square. Now for the second method, which the editorial calls check unique properties. This one uses a really neat mathematical trick. Because the numbers 1 through 9 add up to 45, and there are 3 rows, each row must sum to 15. If you crunch the numbers, it turns out the center square participates in the most sums, and for everything to balance out to 15, the center number absolutely must be 5. Also, the corners are always even numbers, and the edge pieces are always odd numbers. This creates a strict pattern. If the center is 5, the numbers around the border must follow the sequence 2, 9, 4, 3, 8, 1, 6, 7. This sequence might start at any corner, and it might go clockwise or counterclockwise, but the relative order is always locked. So instead of adding up rows and columns, we can just check, is the center 5, and does the border match this specific string of numbers? And here's the code for that mathematical approach. We define the magic sequence as a string. Notice we repeat it twice in the string. This is a clever trick to handle rotations without extra logic. We extract the border numbers from the grid, convert them to a string, and then simply check, is the center 5? And is our border string found inside that magic sequence or its reverse? Let's zoom in on how we get the border. The list border indices represents the positions of the outer cells in a clockwise circle, top left, top middle right, and so on. We loop through these indices, calculate the actual row and column offsets, grab the number, and build our border string. Finally, a simple string search tells us if it's a valid magic square. It's much less code than manually checking 8 different sums. So how fast are these solutions? Both approaches actually have the same complexity. The time complexity is big O of m times n, where m and n are the dimensions of the grid. This is because we iterate through the grid once, and for each spot, we do a constant amount of work, checking a fixed 3x3 area. The space complexity is big O of 1, or constant space, because we're not creating any new data structures that grow with the input size. Alright, that covers the main solution in Python. As promised, for those of you who code in other languages, I'm about to show the full solutions for Java, C++, and JavaScript. I won't be breaking these down, so just pause the video on your language of choice to check it out. Alright, as promised, here is the full solution in Java. You can pause the video here to take a closer look at the implementation. Next up, here is the C++ version of the solution. Again, feel free to pause and review the code. And finally, here is the solution in JavaScript. Hopefully seeing it in a few different languages helps solidify the concepts. So let's wrap it up. We looked at 2 great ways to solve this. First, we used a sliding window to check every 3x3 spot. Then, we had 2 options for validation, either brute force summing everything up, or using the clever mathematical properties of magic squares, like the center always being 5. Both methods are super effective. Also, if you're looking for even more Leetcode problems beyond the daily challenge, I've started a second channel called Leetcode Unlocked. It's where I'll be posting solutions to a ton of other problems. So if you're serious about your interview prep, be sure to check it out. The link is in the description below. Hope this Leetcode solution breakdown made sense. If it helped, give that like button a click, maybe subscribe for more, or drop a comment if you have questions. Make sure to turn on the notification bell so you know straight away when I upload a video, because I upload videos daily. If you want to support the channel, a few people have asked how I plan my solutions. I'm a big fan of sketching out the logic and data structures on a tablet before I code. It really helps. I've put affiliate links in the description to the tablet I use and a few other good options. Using those links doesn't cost you anything extra but really helps me out. Or, if you're feeling generous, there's always the Boba Fund. Keep coding, and I'll catch you in the next one.